multiplication. So we're going to do it in order. I think that might help you. So 3/5 is the fraction. Let's go to decimal, and then we're going to go from decimal to percent. Okay. So 3/5, take your calculator, and you divide 3. So on your calculator, you're going to put 3 divided by 5, and you're going to get 0.6. So we're going to put 0.6. How do we change it to percent? Remember, change it to percent. I'm going to put it over here. We're going to move it 2 times. We're going to move the decimal 1, 2 times to the right. What do we do with the empty space? We put a 60 here. So now a 0 there. So now if I erase y borro, right? So, I'm sorry, let me put the decimal over here. So I'm going to erase everything. Borro, 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 borro. And what's my answer? 60%. Okay, simple, right? So let's keep this simple. Next one is 0.64. So let's do 0.64. And here's a decimal. We're going to move it 1, 2. Put it over here. We move it 2 times, so it becomes 64%. Now, let's change it to a fraction. Right? So we look at the 4. If you look at the 4, right? So 0, 6, 4. Remember that 6 is the 10. The 4 is the hundreds, right? The next number, I don't know, would be 1,000. Right? So this is 4, so we put it over 100. And 64 on top. Can I simplify? Yes, I can. I'm going to divide by, let's try 4. So it's going to be 100 divided by 4 is 25. 65 divided by 4 is 116. Okay, so, oh, that's a 25. I want to make sure it's 25. So 16 over 25, the simplified form. Okay. Next one, 55%. We're going to change it to a decimal. So remember, this is, now we go 2 steps to the left. Vamos a la izquierda. So first, this goes, we put a decimal over here. Cuando no hay, ponemos uno aquí. We move this 1, 2, and we go to the left. I'm going to put a dot here. And so that's going to become 0.55. And what are we going to do? We're going to put a 0 over here. Put it as a fraction. That's going to be, okay, so again, 55. Aquí es 10, and this is 100, right? 10, 100. So we're going to put it over 100 and put a 55. I'm going to divide by 5. Divide by 5, can we simplify, right? So 55 dividido por 5 is 11. And 100 divided by 5 is 20. So final answer, 11 sobre 20. I erase because I need some room here. So 0.16. Let's go this way first because it's más fácil. Let's move the decimal 2 over. 1, 2. So it's going to be 16%, right? Because we're moving the decimal 2 over. And then as a fraction, ¿qué vamos a poner? Sobre 100, right? Because 0.6, aquí es sobre 10, aquí sería sobre 100, el próximo sería sobre 1000, el próximo sería sobre 10,000, right? Yes, el segundo, the second number is over 100, and we put 16. Can we simplify? Yeah, divide by 4, we can divide by 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4, and 100 divided by 4 is 25, so 4 over 25. 17 over 100, how do we write that as a decimal? That's easy, right? So you can divide 17 over 100. Y te va a salir 0.17. And 0.17, move the decimal 1, 2 a la derecha, and we get 17%. Okay. Next, 0.35. Vamos a la derecha primero. Vamos here to change it to percent. That's 1, 2. Put the dot over here, right? Y el cero se desaparece. Limpiamos. We clean it up and becomes 35%. Over here, how do we change it to a fraction? We put it over, en este caso, 3.5, we put it over 100. 35 over 100. Divide by 5. Oops. Divide by 5, divide by 5. So we get 7 over 20. Reducido, reduced. Okay. maybe I can finish this. So next one, 28%. El porcentaje, 28%. What do we do first? ¿Qué hacemos primero? Eso se va. We put a point, right, decimal, and we move un, dos, to the left. So it's going to be 0.28. So I'm going to write 0.28. As a fraction, ¿dónde está el 8? En la casa de los 100. So we put 128. Can we simplify? Yeah. Divide by 4 or divide by 2 and then divide by 2 again. But let's divide by 4. We get 7 over 25. Próximo is 62.5. 62.5. We're going to move the decimal dos veces a la izquierda. So va a quedar 0.625. Okay. Now as a fraction, el 6 es la casita de los 10. The 2 would be 100. El 5 is 1000. So we're going to put 1000 over here. And 625. We're going to divide by 5. Divide by 5, I guess, because that's the easiest way, right? So we're going to get 200. 625 divided by 5 is 125. We can divide by 25 now. Okay, 25, and we're going to get 5 over 8. 5 sobre 8 es la respuesta final. Okay. Let's try to move this. Oh, come on. So where are we? See if I can go. Okay. Let me go again. All right. So where are we? 62.5 with the 59. 0.59. Let's change this to a decimal. Decimal goes 1, 2 a la derecha, and we're going to go 59%, right? El punto se va a quedar aquí, pero we don't need it, no necesitamos, so we can take it out. Over here, 59 over 100, right? Sobre 100. 4 over 7, let's divide that. Vamos a la calculadora, dividimos 4 dividido por 7. We're going to get a weird number. Se va a traer, you're going to get this number here on your calculator. 4 dividido por 7 te va a salir 0.5714. So we know what we're gonna go, and vamos a usar tres números. We're gonna go 0.571. I know. Okay, so aquí vamos a usar tres números. Okay, lo vamos a cortar aquí. So 0.571, and then we're gonna change this to percent. Vamos a mover esto dos veces, 1 y 2. Se va a quedar 57.1%. Okay, we'll talk about a little bit more about that later. 44, 0.44, that's easy, right? Now, hopefully you guys are ya están sabiendo, 44%. Change this to a fraction, it's 44 sobre 100. Divide by 4 is 11. 100 divided by 4 is 25. 32%, vamos a esto, el punto está ahí at the end, so we're going to move it 1, 2. It's going to become 0.32. Now we're going to change it to a fraction, sería 32 sobre el 2 está en la casita de los 100, so we're going to put it over 100. Can we divide by 4? We can divide by 2, but we're going to divide by 4, so that's going to give me 8 over 25. Okay? Próximo is 3 over 2. When you put it in a calculator, make sure ustedes ponen 3 dividido por 2. A ver lo que sale. 3 divided by 2 is going to give me 1.5. So 3 over 2 me va a salir 1.5. Now we're going to change it to a percent. Vamos a cambiar percent. Ese décimo se va a mover dos veces. 1, 2. And it's going to be here. What we do, what we do is an empty space here. Ponemos un 0. So if we clean it up, si lo limpiamos, what is the number? It's going to be, let me put it over here. Right, what's the number? It's going to be 150%. Okay, so right? Se mueve 1, se mueve 2, right? Becomes 150. Next one, 0.284. Let's change it to a percent first, because that's always the easiest, right? Move. So decimal, muévete 1 and 2. Becomes 82.4. Easy, easy, easy. Change it to a fraction. ¿Dónde está el 4? ¿Qué casita? El 8, remember, es sobre 10. El 2 es sobre 100. Y el 4 sería sobre 1000. So we're going to put it over 1000. And on top, 8, 8, 24. Can we simplify? For sure. Let's divide this by 4. We can divide by 2, but remember, we can divide by 4. Divide by 4 is going to be 250 at the bottom, and on arriba it's going to be 206. Can we divide again? Yes. Divide by 2, divide by 2. We're going to get 103 and 125, and that's our final answer. Okay? Almost last one. 0.73. Move it. 1, 2. We get 73%. ¿Dónde está el 3? Where's the 3? ¿En qué casita? 100, right? La casita de los 100. And we put 73 on top. Now, 1 3/4. I hopefully remember before. So 1 3/4. First thing que tenemos que hacer is change it to a mixed number. Remember? I hope you remember this. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7 sobre 4. We're going to change that to an improper fraction first. And now I can divide 7 dividido por 4. A ver how much I get. 7 divided by 4, it gives me 1.75. So this is going to be 1.75. Now what do? We move the decimal. 2 a la derecha. 1, 2. And what number do we get? 175, and then we add the percent sign. Last one is 148, right? So we're gonna change that. So what do we get? Hacemos primero. We go this, and we move this 1, 2. This becomes 1.48. 1.48. Right? So now we change it to a fraction. Now this one is going to look a little bit extraño, a little bit weird, pero el 8, so again, remember 1.48. So this is the hundreds. This is, sorry, the 4 is a 10, the 8, el segunda casita, is a hundreds, la tercera is 1,000, the fourth one is 10,000, the fifth one is 100,000, right? So where's the 8? On the 100, so we put 100 over here. What do we put on top? ¿Qué ponemos arriba? We put 148. Can we simplify? Yeah. We can divide this by 2, right? We can simplify. Oh, we got 148 divided by 2, 74 over 50. Can we simplify more? Yeah, we can. I'm going to divide by 2 again. Otra vez por 2. And we get 74 divided by 2, we get 37 over, and 50 divided by 2 is 25. Okay, so remember, 37 over 25, can we change that to a mixed number? ¿Cuántas veces entra 27 en 37? How many times can 25 go in 37? Una vez. ¿Cuánto te sobra? 12 over 25. Remember this when we did division of fractions. Okay, that's it. Hopefully you guys are okay with that.